Hi everyone, it's Monday at the Mystical Magical Mansion. Welcome. If this is the first time you're tuning in, my name is Kim. My husband Ryan and I moved into this beautiful old historic mansion in the historic Gold Coast neighborhood of Omaha, Nebraska, just about 2 years ago. And each week we share a little bit about what's going on in our house, our home, updates, all the different things that we're doing. We share a little bit of our family. And this week, I wanted to answer one of the questions that we had from last week's video. We shared this very beautiful space that's above the carriage house, and one of the things that we talked about was some cornice boards that were above two of the windows here inside of the house that we discovered out there. And I showed a room, sort of a sunroom, showed a little sneak peek of a sleeping porch that's here in our house that I've never showed any of you on video. And it just so happens that we also had some work done this past week where we had the gutters cleaned, and it was on the exterior of this part. So it all ties in perfectly together. It is a hot and sunny day here, actually September 1st, and we've got someone working on the house. I'm going to take a look with this big old house. Everything is complicated and takes just a little bit of extra work, ladders, hoses, all those things. So we're getting our gutters cleaned today, and this is a very brave man. I gotta show you what he's doing. Look up here. I'm trying to see where he's at right now. He's up on the ledge cleaning all this stuff out. I know we get a lot of debris from this oak tree. Sorry about that, man. No worries. Just getting a little video of you working. Yeah, a lot of stuff gets built up in there and then they don't drain well, so we have to have them cleaned.
Yeah, it was pretty plugged up by the AC.
Was it? Figured
yeah,
so.
Yeah, we got you cleaned out though.
Good deal. We have all these big old deep copper gutters. As you can see, they're not just regular gutters, they're deep, and so they will hold a lot of those things from this beautiful tree. A lot of junk. This one here at the back of the house has been a problem. It's the one right underneath the sleeping porch up there. The air conditioning units sit on the top and they actually drain down. And that gutter had gotten very full, and so water was dripping down, as you can see, onto the ground. So we really needed to get it addressed and taken care of. And thankfully, he got that accomplished very quickly. Gotta have ladders with your ladders at our house. Nothing is easy or simple. Love supporting our local small business people here in the city. So let's go take a look at this funny little sleeping porch that we have, and it's kind of in an odd, strange place. So if you look at behind me, it's down along the landing. There's several windows. There were drapes in front of it, and as you can see, they're frosted halfway, so you can't see in. Not that anybody would go in there and look in these windows because they're up on the second floor, but anyway. And if we come around, the second floor is shaped kind of like a horseshoe shape, and as we come down the hall toward the Newton suite, which many of you have seen that I painted. So here's the view. There's a doorway going into the Newton suite, so it's just a nice, regular bedroom entrance there. And you see to the right, then there is a doorway. Then this door, it's a nice glass door, opens out into this sort of little sleeping porch, sun porch. And as you can see right now, it's kind of just storage. There's all of this finishing and trim works that's been done in here. And then there's the original brick to the house. So we just have a bunch of art in here. So there's the brick. And if you look up, all of these pieces are very, very similar to the trim that's on the carriage house out there. And the beams and the eaves. And then there's all this beautiful beadboard. So it's really cool. Really pretty. But it doesn't have any heating or electricity out here. It was just meant to be sort of a little breezeway and a place to sleep for people to come out here to open these windows, and let the air pass through so they could sleep at night before they had air conditioning. So it's probably maybe, 11, 12 feet by about 7 feet across. It's not super big, but it's got really pretty wainscoting and again, nice windows. Everything's screened in here, and then we have an awning over it. And then this looks to the back where the backyard and the carriage house is. So of course, my husband, who has the most fantastic sense of imagination, wants to make this into a little bit of a camping spot or some sort of sweet spot for the grandkids. Put a tent out here at some point. They're a little small for that right now. But for right now, it's just kind of this unusual space. I'm not sure if this section of the house was damaged during the tornado in 1913, since this back wall was damaged significantly. The south would be the southeast corner of the house sustained some really major damage in the tornado. And I don't know how much of this was damaged then. I'm also not sure if these windows were always in forever, or if it was started as just a regular sort of like a Juliet balcony or a smaller porch, and then it was the windows and things were added later. I don't know exactly, but if anybody has a picture or any information about our house, share it. I would love it, love it, love it. I need to get Miss Cassette from my Omaha obsession on it. She's the girl that gets all of the good details. There's another really interesting architectural detail that I want to share with all of you that's up on the 3rd floor of the house. So we're heading up the stairs. 3rd floor, going up. So we're at the top of the 3rd floor. You can see the trip up. And then up here at the top of the steps, this would be the servants' quarters. And in the servants' quarters, there's a bathroom. So within this house, there is one single solitary round window. Every other window in this house is rectangular. This one round window, I think, has has a really special significance to it. First of all, that it's been repaired and it's working great right now. Pull this latch down, and the window actually opens. There's a chain on it here, so it'll only go down so far, but it tips. It's like a ship's window. It's got the little latch. And I'm sure this round window is in this house because Ephraim Dixon was a yachtsman. He loved boats. He was from New York, and when he came to Omaha to be the president of Orchard and Wilhelm, it actually was only Wilhelm, I believe, or Orchard, one of the two. He loved boats. This window faces due north, and it looks like a compass. And I think it is a ship's window. I think it is a nod to his love of all things nautical. We know from records that he had a yacht or a boat on the East Coast and the West Coast at all times, that he traveled extensively, and he loved his ships. He also had a boat out at Lake Manawa, and in the early 1900s, apparently that was a very, very unapologetically fancy thing to do. So I think this window is so special and so lovely, and I'll show you how it looked a few years ago. It was kind of rough shape. I think it's so special and so lovely that this window was restored and saved, and this bit of architecture was, tended to here in this house. And that's what all these old house restorations are all about, is trying to keep as much architectural detail as possible and keeping the house healthy and functional. And some people would come in here and not like this style and not like this at all, and that's okay. But what our goal in the last couple that lived here and those who lived here before was trying to keep as much of the house's story, to be told by the house itself. So I hope you have enjoyed this little look into 2 more little special details of the house. And each week, I hope you'll come back. Next week, I'm going to involve you guys in a little bit of a challenge here. We're going to do a little naming contest. So one of our bedrooms, we definitely have the Newton suite, and another bedroom we're going to kind of tackle and add some paint colors and different things too, but it needs a name, and we cannot seem to agree on it. So Next week, tune in and you guys get to be a part of that process. So I hope this week you will do something unapologetically fancy. Get out your dishes, your jewelry, whatever it is that makes life feel just a little more elevated. And you know what? It can be something as simple as calling a friend or spending time with someone that you really love. Unapologetically fancy does not have to mean expensive. Do something special and wonderful or interesting, and do this because you know what? We're not guaranteed a tomorrow, and you deserve the good stuff today. So stay well, and best wishes from the Mystical Magical Mansion.